Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build for the Bladesinging Wizard in Baldur's Gate 3. This is in honor of the announcement Larian Studios made today that they'll be adding 12 new subclasses to the game. This is using a mod made by Grooki for the Bladesinger Wizard. I'll be taking you through all of this, as Larian's version will obviously differ from this one, but just want to give you a brief idea what you could potentially expect. Now, we get to choose some cantrips here. I would recommend going with Mistress spells here because you actually get some very powerful ones like Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade, which will make this build all the much more powerful. I also like to have Frostbite to give disadvantage on attack rolls just to help save you whenever you get in close quarters combat. As well for spells, I think it's good to have Shield. Shield's a really good one for just survivability, increasing our armor class by 5. You can use this or the Bladesinging ability to reduce damage by 5 times your spell's level. So if you use a level 4 spell, it's 20 extra less damage, or you can just use the level 1 spell slot here and increase armor class by 5. I also recommend having absorb elements because we're going to be attacking and doing elemental damage, so this reduces spell damage by half, and you do additional 1d6 of damage, that damage type on your next attack. Very useful. Find Familiar can be nice for the Raven. Fog Cloud can be good for being a bit more stealthy and going in the clouds. I also really like to have Thunder Wave for the pushback. You can knock enemies off of ledges. Frost Fingers, just great to have cold damage, and it can freeze ice surfaces. Magic Missile is very useful early on, giving you a guaranteed damage option, and sometimes you can't hit someone with any of these, so it's good to have Magic Missile. I also recommend having Long Strider for increased movement speed. So for our overall ability scores, we're going to go with Dexterity is going to be a big component of this, so we're going to go 16 Dex, and then I would like to have 14 Constitution and 16 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, 10 Charisma. You can put stats into your strength, or if you really want to, you could do strength potions. It's entirely up to you, but I'll be showing you a dexterity focused version of this. I'll go over all the gear, and then I'll also show you combat against a few different enemies, just to give it an idea of what you should be doing in fights. Now we're going to take the Bladesinger, which gives us the Blade Song, which gives a bonus to our armor class and Constitution saving throws equal to our Intelligence modifier. So a nice crisp +5 to our armor class, and you can even take that to a +6 if you use the Mirror of Loss. And for our next leveled spells, I think that having the Find Familiar is really useful, and False Life for extra health can be good. Expeditious Retreat's also somewhat useful, and Enhanced Leap to get around the battlefield. But I also just really like Fog Cloud just for the extra movement that you can get. Also, if you got Mistress spells, Gift of Alacrity is also nice. But we're going to go with, for spells, I would recommend going with something like what we got equipped here. You could take off Absorb Elements and add it in a bit later. So something like this, giving us a cold damage option, Thunder Wave for the pushback. And also, I really like having Long Strider for the increased movement speed. That's just super useful since we get in close with this build. Now at level 2, we get some fun spells. I love Hold Person because we're going to attack with melee weapons, which will critical hit with this. And also Scorching Ray is really useful, but Misty Step is probably the best choice here because we're going to need to move around a bit more. I also like Mirror Image for increasing armor class by 9. That can be a good choice too. But for our next level spell, I think taking our Hold Person here, because you can use this, it stops the enemy from attacking, you attack them, and get a critical hit on just from attacking. So that's really useful. Light Link Lure is good too, or Bone Chill, depends on if you have the mod installed or not, but even Minor Illusion and Mage Hand can be good choices too. Bone Chill will stop the target from healing, which can be extremely useful if you have a tough enemy. Also, Mind Sliver is good because it'll give a 1d4 penalty to saving throws, which can be pretty effective here. And then for our next leveled spells, I think Scorching Ray, again, is a really great spell. You can go Darkness if you want to go a certain route with that, especially with a team setup around it, but Scorching Ray is definite choice. If you have the Mistress spells mod, Psychic Spike is also pretty useful, and Synelix Snowball Storm can do a 3d6 of cold damage, which will make snowballs erupt in a radius, so you can hit a little extra damage there. For our feat, Intelligence Improvement on the Abilities Improvement section, just effective. At level 5, we get ourselves level 3 spells. Haste probably being the best choice here. Haste is just extremely useful. Glyph of Warding can be nice too if you can set up. I also like Lightning Bolt, and Fireball is a classic, it's hard to go wrong with. Counterspell also being quite useful, and then there's obviously a lot of Mistress spells there. So for our prepared spells, I think it's best to have Misty Step and also having Haste. And then this is where we can take ourselves the Absorb Elements, and Lightning Bolt can be at our next level. Haste is very effective, giving us an extra action as well as an extra 2 to our armor class. At level 6, we get the extra attack here, so that really levels us up. But also, we can use a cantrip instead of an attack when we make that extra attack. So you can attack and then do like Green Flame Blade. Pretty effective. And for our next leveled spell, I think Counterspell and Fireball are 2 very useful ones, although Mistress Spells does give us Tidal Wave, which is actually pretty effective. So We do use a lot of reactions, so you might not want to take counterspell. Tidal Wave will do 48 bludgeoning, knock enemies prone, and it sets up water. So you hit with this, and then you do a lightning bolt, and your lightning bolt does double damage. Pretty effective. So for our next leveled spell, again, take what you want here of the spells that you think work best. You can take off Absorb Elements if you don't find you're getting much bang for your buck there. At level 7, we get level 4 spells. I think Minor Elementals is probably the best, one of the best choices here. Just free elementals, always useful. Ice Storm can be good too. We can also take our counter spell there. And for our level 4 spell, it might be nice to take off one of these ones here and then take Minor Elementals there, just for being able to set that up, because it's an extra enemy that'll take, or it's an extra teammate that'll take hits for your team. And then for our next leveled spell, you can go again. Mr. Spells adds a lot of good ones, like Rowlotham's Psychic Lance, which will incapacitate your target, do psychic damage. And if you have the Resonance Stone, that doubles the damage, so that becomes very lethal very quickly. I also like Glyph of Warding, didn't take that earlier, and Confusion being another really useful one. Glyph of Warding can be nice because you can set that up before you start combat if you know that you're going to get into a fight. I would recommend going Intelligence 20 here for the +5 to our armor class, very effective. Now we get level 5 spells once we get to level 9, and Cone of Cold and Conjure Elemental are probably the best choices here. Getting yourself a free elemental, very effective, because this can be a water elemental, which will set up water for you and deal extra damage. Now level 10, we get the Song of Defense. Whenever you take damage, you can use your reaction to expend a spell slot and reduce the damage by 5 times the spell slot level. So if you have a level 6 spell slot, that's going to be a 20 extra boost, very much. Then we get to choose another cantrip, Lightning Lord's Knife for the pull. And then with this, Hold Monster is another great choice that we can take here to shut down some Act 3 bosses. And then you can go into the previous levels, but Steel Wind Strike's probably the most OP spell on this list. So we're going to take that. Now we can go with some of these spells here. So boom, boom, boom. We'll take all of that. Steel Wind Strike again being very strong. It's a little bit too strong for my taste, but it fits this build actually. And now at level 11, we can shake ourselves Chain Lightning. It's just enough said. Chain Lightning's great. Globe of Invulnerability is another great choice, and also Circle of the Dead or Odaluk's Freezing Sphere. Even Wall of Ice has its usefulness. This is a concentration, however. Odaluk's Freezing Sphere is nice, but you can find scrolls for this, making it pretty effective there if you can farm those. Then for our final spell, I think Chain Lightning is probably the best choice, so we'll go with something like that. And I would also, I did mention at the start, but starting with one level of the fighter will actually give us a lot of things that we want. It gives us armor proficiencies, which don't actually work whenever we're using the Bladesinging, because that has to be in light armor only or clothing. But with that, we also get the extra bonus action heal, and also we get Constitution saving throw proficiency, so a +4 to our saving throws. That can be really nice. We can also just stick with the level 12 here, pretend that we left if we went with the level 1 fighter at the start. I'm just going to go all the way level 12 and take a couple extra spells here, like Circle of Death honestly has some usefulness. It hits in a huge area, and also you can pair this with like an undead team if you got that going. And I guess for our next level spell, it's really up to you. We're going to use probably Global Invulnerability the most, so we'll take that. And then we can take an ability score improvement to improve our dex, or we can go higher in Alert with a +5 to initiative and Can't Be Surprised. I'm just going to go with higher in dexterity because we do some weapon attacks, so it's nice to have a higher attack roll there. And for our armor, so 22 base armor class, but we got ourselves the Blade Song here, which uses our Blade Song charges, and we got 2 of them. This will increase our armor class by 5, so this 20 becomes a 25. And we can't be equipped with a shield, unfortunately, otherwise that would have been really strong. I went with the Hood of the Weave here for +2 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Cloak of Protection for +1 armor class alongside the boots and the ring. This gives us a bit more survivability. I'm just using this here as a clothing option. This is more so just for cosmetics, but the Robe of the Weave is probably the ideal choice here. This sets our armor class to 19, and with the boost we get a 24 armor class from Blade Song, so that's really nice. However, there's also some other choices we could go with, because we also got the Ballast Armor, and this also will apply the Blade Song too. So what's nice about this is if we go with the Ballast Armor, dyed with Mistress Die, just for thematic purposes, this will give us a 21 armor class, which becomes 26 with the Blade Song, and we apply vulnerability to piercing damage, which with the Duelist prerogative, it does piercing damage. So this becomes very powerful very quickly. I also like the Helldust Gloves for the additional fire damage on weapon attacks and +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. And also the Killer Sweetheart for free criticals. And then we also get the Hellrider Longbow for +3 to initiative, and we can apply Fairy Fire with our attacks. So this is actually very strong, and I'll show you what this looks like in combat. So our pre-game ritual before we get into a fight, I would recommend taking even the Staff of Spell Power and swap this on for the free Arcane Battery, and then use this to summon in a upcasted Water Myrmidon. This is just the most effective way to do it. It'll heal you, it'll set up water. We're going to be focusing mostly on melee attacks here, but then once we have this, I would also recommend taking the, if you have in Act 3, the Marco Heschker Staff. This will further give us more level spells, so we can also then summon in our minor elementals, or really whatever other type of spell that you want to cast. So using Marco Heschker here, we also get another free cast. We'll boot that up, pop out a couple minor elementals. For some reason the ice methods are not prepared, don't know why. That's the one I was going to go with, but I guess we'll just go with the mud methods because I'm not sure why we don't have the ice ones. That's a bit odd, but yeah, then we'd swap back, put our normal weapon on, and get into combat. But before we even get it, I guess there's another pregame ritual. We're going to apply haste to ourselves, so popping that down, and then also hitting ourselves with the Blade Song, which will further increase our armor class, which I'll show in a second once we get into a fight. So 2 actions, extra bonuses, and we got ourselves a 28 armor class. This, I guess, from the haste as well, so we're lethal. We are very lethal. Typically what we want to do is get right into the fray of things. I'll bring my summons into the fight here. These are here for support. The nice thing about using the Water Myrmidon is it'll create water, and this can be very useful for a variety of reasons, but you got Cone of Cold and Oluk's Freezing Spear for a reason. I'm not going to use that. I also forgot to pre-prepare Long Strider, but we'll get into doing some, we'll just go in and do some attacks here. We can get right up to the enemy, so we may as well do that, and then we can go with, as we'll show off like a normal weapon attack here to show the damage. It'll probably be pretty strong. Did we one shot? We don't even have to do the Withering Cut. That was pretty crazy. That's the damage that the using the Baldist armor, it can make you very, very strong very easily. And we got Lightning Lure here. Unfortunately don't got enough movement, but Lightning Lure will close the gap by pulling a creature towards you. So since we don't got that, we can hit him with a Magic Missile or a Lightning Bolt or something of the sort, or we can use Tidal Wave to set up water, and even like hitting with a Steel Wind Strike can be pretty fun. This does do quite a bit of damage. We do have to have 5 targets, so it's a little bit better on multiple targets. So 60-10 to 5 targets, which is absolutely broken in terms of its damage. I guess we don't have many other options here. We can hit with a bow attack to use up the rest of our action here. So this will apply, this applies Fairy Fire, which will give us advantage on the attack rolls against it. And then we could also hit them. I don't have a Scorching Ray prepared. I guess I forgot to prepare that. I'll just hit him with a regular old Magic Missile there. And that somehow took him out. Lucky. Call the Weak makes this very powerful too. So I'd recommend having Call the Weak pretty much whenever you can, because that's just a good one-shotting ability. Our mud methods here, we can just do Death Burst and restrain and hurt targets there. Those got Mud Fling and Mud Breath to restrain them. So the mud methods are there just for a bit of extra ancillary support, whereas the water elemental is the big heavy hitter. And now it was their mistake of not doing anything. This could be a really easy way to take them out. We go with a Tidal Wave, hit both of them, and then a Cone of Cold to finish them off. But I want to show off the Bladesinger's attacks. So we'll just get in here. We'll go with a, let's decide ourselves a main hand attack here. And need a 16 to hit. We hit, boom. We can use our reaction, use Withering Cut, but I actually think it's better to not use our reaction whenever possible. And then with this, we can go Booming Blade and hopefully knock him back. Need a 16 to hit, we roll 26, perfect. And do that react. That didn't push him around, but that helped hit him with the Booming Energy. So that was a good use of our action there. And then for our next attack, we could go, that won't hit her there. I guess we can try out we can go with our Steel Wind Strike just to show off how strong this is. And that's that for enemies. I guess there's no one else there, so we'll go boom and mark them for death. Need a 16 to hit, we roll 18, perfect. And we hit with both of them, 39, 34. We took him out and didn't take her out, but we also got ourselves the Duelist Enthusiasm. When you're not dual wielding, you can make an additional melee attack with the dueler. So yeah, crazy. And the crazy attack actions here that just look so cool. Let's pause that there. Need a 10 hit, we rolled a critical hit. Critical hit, finish her off. And then we can also apply a Green Flame Blade or Booming Blade on critical, 19 extra damage. That took her out, no problem. So I guess I'll go off and show this in a bigger combat encounter and show you guys what that can do. So this time we're not going to forget our Long Strider. This just makes it so much easier to move around, especially if you're a Wood Elf. You'll have a lot of movement speed. And then we preset up with our haste again, and then also applying the blade song for that increase our armor class, and then getting right into the fights here. So we'll just start off. Now, to show off the true OP-ness of this, I think it's a good idea to show off the tidal wave, because this can be very powerful. So we'll drop that down. It hits and knocks a lot of them prone. And then with this, we can also land a cone of cold. If we set up properly, we can hit multiple targets with this. So I'll just try to find the right angle to do this. That's good enough. We'll have 4 of them there and create a nice surface so that we can potentially make others slip around. So I made those poor fools slip. We took it 1, 2, 3, 4 laying down. And yeah, that's a pretty decent user reaction. Probably better to fight and do actual physical damage. But we can also attack with our duelist enthusiasm here, so we can get an extra attack in and hopefully not reach. There we go. Luck of Fire Realms. We need a 18 to hit. We rolled 28. Good. Boom. That took them out. Do not react. Keep our reaction because we're going to get bombarded with some different attacks. So we're going to get blasted here. That'll be fine. We lost, I guess we lost the ice surfaces. So we hit them with that. Don't react. We blocked it. Perfect. Could have charmed them there so that they'd have to hit our other target, but we can continue to Sonic Backlash them. Block. Concentration. I'm stuck there. And I guess we can go ahead with this here and drop. Nice. We can hit 3 of them, and unfortunately there's going to be a casualty on the... Yeah, nice. Couple critical hits. We'll take a crit. That was pretty crazy. And also try to spread, anytime you got enemies in late game, spread them out a bit so that you don't get hit with a volley, because that can be pretty damaging. I want to show off the blade song there. Oh, we're not getting hit. We have a very high armor class, so we're very hard to hit. I guess we'll just fly in and death burst. Oh, we can death burst a little bit over this way and hit both of them. Perfect. That's what we want. Boom. I guess Shadowheart has entered the battle. We'll just leave her out of it. But that creates a difficult terrain for them. And they're dashing for... Oh, they're going after Shadowheart. They know I'm too powerful. I have too much of a armor class. And we got to hope that we keep our concentration saving throw. But with the blade song, we get a +5 to our concentration saving throws, making that pretty useful. So yeah, we're actually quite defensive, even though we only have 1 sword. Or no, 1 sword, no shield. We're very strong in that regard. And I guess we're having Shadowheart pull the assist there with extra aggro. But we can get another death burst off, so we will. And hopefully that'll keep them from moving around too much. And back to us. So we got some fun spells. We can hit a Odaluk's Freezing Sphere here and throw it right at them. And drop that down. I guess that'll hit 3 of them and then create ice surfaces. Boom! Pretty good. I took out one of them. Okay, but we got an ice surface, so that's what I was hoping for. And then we can go ahead with our attacks here, because this guy's right in our face. We may as well make the most of it. We'll hit a critical hit for free. Boom! Booming blade. Nice. So I kind of regret making the difficult terrain, but we'll just run up into there. And we'll try to hit. I guess we can't do a cantrip for some reason there. Let's go with another attack. This should hopefully be pretty strong. That took them out, of course. And we don't have enough movement speed to get the duelist. I should have just used the duelist prerogative or the duelist enthusiasm on that guy, and then use this to be an attack. Use this for an attack on them. If we had 2 bonus actions, we could Misty Step there and then attack them, but can't, I guess, do that. We'll go in with a High Maul strike here and hit him. These are here for extra support, kind of to pull aggro from the enemy. So hopefully... Oh, they're jumping. They did not want the ice. Ice will mess with the enemy's AI as well, so that can be really effective crowd control without expending too much of your resources. Oh, nice. Got the opportunity attack. But again, the combination is Tidal Wave mixed with the ice, because you can knock them prone with that. I guess we're probably better off going after this enemy here. I guess we could just go with a... we'll just do a normal attack on them. We got a lot of spells, geez. Mind Sliver we could even go with. I'll just run up and drop an attack on them. Let's go bonk. Nice, do not react. And we'll go back over this way and take them out. This is the last one, so dropping a Misty Step is fine. We'll Misty Step our way over here and follow up with our next attack. So we can go bonk. And the Luck of the Fire Realms, give us a critical hit, Withering Cut. We can use a reaction for extra damage. That took them out. So yeah, I guess there's one creature. Oh, they're left prone over there. So I guess I might be able to hit them with chain lightning or lightning bolt there. We could upcast that, I guess, just to get a little extra damage and hopefully take them out. Boom. That was the finisher. Yeah, the Bladesinger is strong. You can make this very powerful with a combination of spells and haste. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Bladesinger mod made by Grooki is in the in-game mod manager, and we'll be seeing this class get added to the game here soon. Shout out to Larian for that. That was incredible. Thanks for watching.